we're back with something
a little bit different.
Electroacoustic, semi-acoustic.
Semi-acoustic, yes.
So I first saw this, I was thinking, you got yourself a Gibson 335.
Yes.
And then looked at it a bit more, and it's not a Gibson 335. What is it?
This is a Gibson Midtown,
which I've never heard of before.
Yes.
So what's the story with the Gibson?
So it's a guitar that they've done. They randomly keep doing it. For anyone that, from a distance, it will look like a 335 Custom because obviously it's got the diamond inlay on the top, mother of pearl or whatever they use, not fake mother of pearl, and it's got the blocks, not the dots, and it's fully bound. It's got like the binding on it, the 5-way bounding, so it goes cream, black, cream around there.
So all high end stuff. F-holes, hollow body.
Yeah. Well, so the story behind the Midtown is it's on a 335. A 335 comes in. It's a 4-piece body, so it has a bit from there to there, a bit of wood around there that's bent into shape. It has a back, a front, and what they call a centre block.
So it's built a bit like the way you would build an acoustic guitar.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
And it'll have like braces around and holding it all in there.
And then, the thing that makes the 335 is you've got the thing that pickups are mounted to a centre block.
So you've got a centre block in there. Different versions, depending on what they do. Some are like just on the top. There's that many, and I'm not a Gibson expert. So on there, the difference between this one is this is actually built like a Les Paul. So this is a solid body. So it's not a back. It's not a back piece of wood and a front piece of wood that's hollow with the centre block in.
Yeah.
It is a cut. The body is cut in this shape.
Yeah.
It is then hollowed out there and there to leave you with a centre block.
Okay.
It's wood all the way to there. It's hollow there and it's hollow there. So they've taken out that bit. They've taken out that bit.
Which sounds quite wasteful, but it's probably cheaper manufacturing than having to do all the intricate bending and stuff.
Well, oh yes, I mean much cheaper doing that. Then it has a maple top on it with the F-holes cut.
Yeah.
So what you get is the controls all down there. It's got a scratch plate. I said, from a distance, if you were playing this, nobody would think that it wasn't a 339 or 335 or something like that. Rest of the actual spec is exactly the same as a Les Paul. So Burstbucker 2s, I think they are now. Same tailpiece, same Tune-o-matic that's on there.
Yeah.
One of the main differences on this is the back. So on a Les Paul, you would have a circle up there for the control switch.
Yes, so your pickup selector's down by the...
And so this has a mounted panel with everything in there.
Yeah.
No PCPs on this.
Yeah.
So even though it was at the time... So this is a 2013 model. So it's all fully, switched there, normal pots.
So it's regular bridge, both together, neck.
Yeah, exactly the same as Les Paul, except the switch isn't up there, which is actually quite good. But then obviously with the fact it's got another cutaway, they've got less wood.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's made the manufacturing cheaper because I haven't got to put a big route all the way down there like they do on Les Paul. So if you ever look at Les Paul with the top off, when it's ready to go, it's got a big line down there.
And also if you flip it over and show the back, they've obviously cut costs by putting all the controls in through a back plate, whereas in 335s it's kind of everything goes in through the pickup cavity or through the F-hole.
And I mean, replacing parts on a 335 is an art in itself, because it's a solid back. There's nothing.
So because everything has to be like pre-wired and then fed in, like make the ship.
But I mean, obviously, they've thought about it when they've done this, so they've put it there, very close to the jack socket, so it just goes straight into there. Yeah. So you need a new jack socket, not a problem. You need to replace anything on here.
It's really accessible.
All accessible to it. This is mahogany maple top, mahogany neck, exactly the same neck as a Les Paul, rich light.
So what's rich light is like a man-made
ebony. So it's basically composite. Yeah. So it's materials and glue together.
It's like
papier-mâché.
I don't want to put it like undersell it. It's the same principle as like papier-mâché sort of construction.
Yeah,
but
it's mix it, let it set.
Yeah. And then it's more sustainable than using actual.
It is, and it's obviously allowed them to the prices of rosewood probably will come down a bit now. The CITES thing's been lifted and people will start using it again. Fender went to Paraferro. Gibson have been using Rich Light for quite a while now. Yeah. If you went and bought an R9 or an R8, it would have like rosewood on it. It wouldn't be Brazilian unless they've got some in stock that they can prove. be an absolute fortune if it was. So on there, but other than that, it's exactly the same. But you know, this thing though, just pick up a pick. Acoustically, just having that little bit.
I want to kind of compare the sound of this Epiphone, which is
we haven't actually got a standard Les Paul here, but this is bigger.
Yeah.
So this is the footprint of this guitar sits between a 335 and Les Paul.
Yeah.
So it's like sort of 50. You know, the difference between a Les Paul and a 335. If you think about if you put them together, it's about 50% in between there. So it's halfway between the two.
So
but
acoustically,
this thing.
So that's got the resonance, whereas this one, to me, this is a bit boxy.
Still not bad.
It's not bad, but this one only really works when it's plugged in. I get a bit disappointed. It's a similar construction to yours in that it's lump of mahogany and it's been routed out.
Yeah.
And then the maple top put on top of it. So it's not built
like
a 335.
Those turn it back over.
Yeah.
But your controls have gone in and have been wired in through the F hole.
Yeah. So they went in. I was talking to somebody about certain bits going through the pickup cavity, certain bits going through the F hole, but it's all wired up. Whereas you've got the control cavity at the back. But I think acoustically, yours definitely wins out for sound.
So they have to. These have to be cabled up, and then dropped in, pushed through the top, and then bolted on.
Yeah, I
think
think
you can't get to the back of them to solder them.
Where Epiphone have, because like I said, you can sometimes it flops down. You can see
that's because it's the way it's made.
What they've done is they've actually got little push to fit connectors on the cables.
Right. Okay.
So they don't have to wire the whole thing up and then feed it in and put the pots in. And then plug them in.
But if you had a 60s, 70s, or 80s Epiphone or something like that, they would be soldered, and then it would have to be dropped in and then put into everything's made as a harness, put in, and then fed through and done there. Now, to be honest, they might have push fit connectors, same as the Godin. But that's actually, they could have easily just put a cut in the back and made their life so much easier. So actually, they've. That's quite a good build that they've tried to keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, because this is definitely built it to a much lower price point than the Gibson.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get some tones on that plugged in. So we're playing with the Blackstar HT20, bit of delay from a Boss RV6, and because I just love the sound of it, I've got the C4 Plus chorus on ADT mode.
Yeah. I have to say, I am so impressed with this guitar for the price point, the build quality. Now I've had to have the nut replaced, but these, people go on about the burst buckers, but these ones are really good. Now I had them in a 2015, and they didn't sound anywhere near as good as these.
Which is odd because the burst buckers were designed to go into a Les Paul, not into a semi-acoustic.
Very usable.
Yeah. Try that just without the chorus.
Yeah.
Put that off.
Very nice clean sound. It's
So that's a bridge pickup also.
Bridge, not overly trebly.
Yeah.
Very, very good tone pots. Very usable tones. I tend to keep them both on about 5 for them. Both together. And then really nice. But that tone control can do so much.
So you take that down full on jazz mode.
Yeah. It literally is. It is that whole. Just take the bite off it. But that is such a nice sound. And it's just to for reference, it's if we go to the middle pickup position, still very really nice tones on it.
So have you had a chance to use this live or really cranked? Because I wonder what it's like for feedback, because that's one criticism people sometimes have with these kind of guitars.
I think the way it's been built and the fact that it doesn't have a centre block and like a lot of hollowed, all the way there, I don't think it's got a feedback that much, but I'm using it tomorrow night. So, I mean, you know, the story behind this one was it's not new. It's a 2013 model. Had it for a while, but it needed the nut replaced. The nut was just terrible. I mean, it was unplayable. The neck wasn't straight, so it needed a bit of work getting that done. It also you won't be able to show up on camera, which is, kudos to the guitar tech that did it. It had a really nasty mic knock there, so it hit a
mic stand.
It hit a mic stand, and I mean that was bare wood.
Right.
So he's matched the nitro. He used coloured nitro on it.
Filled it out. I know talking to techs, they hate matching black.
Yeah.
So the fact it's right at the edge where you got to get a colour match on black.
Yeah. So he mixed like a brown colour to go in there, because if you notice, it's not actually black. It's like brown there. So it's black there, but there it's like just where it's what it has going on there. It's completely smooth. There is a mark that you can see,
and there's sort of see the way just the light's catching it.
Yeah, and there's a little ding in the binding there. Nothing I can do about that. You know, it's a guitar that's 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old now from when it's come in there. The binding's starting to go like a lovely yellow. It is full nitro.
Yeah, so UV's going to get through it.
UV's already started to get it, and that's just like that's not even from like stage lights or anything like that. That's just on here, but a really beautiful neck. It's a slim tapered 60s neck that they'll call it.
So it's not the big baseball bat that you get on like a 50s.
Yeah, it's not a 50s one. It's not like 58 or 59. It's into the 60s, so more slim tapered. Nice radius, probably a radius of 12, I would think, on here. But everything else on it, it's the same Grover tuners. From that point down there, it's exactly the same as Les Paul Custom.
Yeah.
These. It's called Midtown Custom. You can get a standard which has just got dots on.
Yeah, so it's the same
which
thing.
says Midtown there, doesn't have the stump. So it's the same. You can get the different levels of those. Came with the normal case, but they priced these originally. Probably the same price as a Les Paul standard. So you got all the custom features, like I said, the diamond and the stuff on there, for less than a Les Paul standard. Not made anymore, but it's just best of both worlds. It really is.
And you say more affordable than the comparable
335 would be
345. Yeah.
I would probably think 50% more to get a bog standard one.
Yeah. So again, this is another one of those, like the Godin. It's probably one people won't have heard of.
No.
The Midtown, but why not? Why aren't there more people playing these? Because it's got an awful lot going for it.
But there's a lot of guitars out there.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, somebody could pick up an Epiphone. Somebody could buy an Epiphone 335 for less than what a Gibson is.
Yeah.
So
and I think the Epiphones now come with the Pro Booker.
Yeah, they got Pro. Well, it was Pro Bookers. It was in the Koa custom shop that I had, and they were good, but they were push fix. So they were. It was onto a. It wasn't actually a PCB on the Epiphone ones. It was all like point to point clip. So it was like it clipped into the tone controls and it clipped into the volume controls, and they were. You could tell the PCB that was in the Gibsons it's much better quality. It's a really thick bit of plastic. It was the plastics on the Epiphone were a bit, the inside, the actual controls were a bit flimsy.
Yeah.
But the Pro Bookers were really good, and the Koa had all the coil taps going, so it had it did the
say coil taps and coil splits too.
It was coil, it was split. There were coil splits. But it had the outer phase one as well.
Phase switch, which
all the Gibsons
was quite useful.
Yeah, it had the outer phase one, so you had like the coil splits.
But just on push pull. So
there was 3 of them. Yeah. When you buy a Gibson, you get the 4th one, which takes out all the circuitry and puts the pickups directly to the via the switch, but straight to the jack socket. Didn't have that one on. This doesn't have any of this. This is just old school wiring. 500k pots. Just as it probably actually what the 2019 Les Pauls have gone back to now.
Yeah.
No gimmicks unless you buy the high performance. The standard is that.
Which it's plenty enough. It's plenty enough.
But the one thing I found about this guitar, and I'll tell you after tomorrow night, after it's like been in a a very loud situation, is I don't miss having the single coils. I don't miss having the splits. It was nice having them on the Les Paul. You can get that Strat stuff, but I don't think that. You know, I don't think that that's offensive to a Strat sound.
I think if it's the pickup's got the right magnet in that gives you the top end, so that you go like I only go 5 rather than the 2. It's got a bit more treble to it. It kind of compensates for the fact that it's a humbucker rather than a single coil.
Yeah.
It's like you say, it's not going to sound. Only a Strat is going to sound like a Strat.
Well, exactly. Yeah.
But it's got a full tonal range to it, which is nice.
And it is, you know,
and
going back to
the way it's sounding in the room.
Yeah, and going back to the whole wood thing, you know, and they exist, you know, there's one at the moment. You can go and buy a 3 humbuckered mahogany Strat, a black top.
Yeah.
Or it's a white one with gold hardware. Yeah. That will sound completely different to a older. Because it's going to be a ton weight, I can imagine as well. But this is just, you know, I mean, it finger picks well. It's, you know, it does all the stuff you would want it to do.
Yeah, because we were playing around before how the chorus on that is literally just clean channel with a touch of reverb.
That's exactly all it is.
There's nothing else going on down on the board there. So, what's it like for balance?
It's okay.
It's okay because you sometimes worry these things. Like certainly my SG is neck heavy. I think that's a bigger body, but there's less of it. It'd be hollowed out if it's got that tendency.
There is, but if you've got that bit there, you've still got a big lump of mahogany there.
So it's enough to counterbalance.
But it is hollow.
Yeah.
It's hollow there, but it's solid. So it's got the block all the way down there, and it's still got some weight here.
Yeah.
You know, everything adds to it, and you know, it's a particular. You know, these have got a bit of weight to them to hold it back.
Yeah, it's balances on strap. Yeah.
I am particularly worried on this guitar. It has really small strap buttons, and I mean really small. Yeah. I can see why the previous owner, when it came off the strap and hit the mic stand as he grabbed it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been very fortunate that, you know, he hasn't snapped the neck if the whole thing went down. But I can see why, because they are very. I mean, look at the size of that.
Well, these the first thing I do with any guitar is the Jim Dunlop dual designs.
Yeah.
The only guitar that hasn't got them on is the SG
because it's got the thing in the back.
Because it's got the origin. Because being a bit more vintage, what I got was just like the Grolsch top type.
Yeah.
Poor man strap locks.
Yeah.
So I can wear that on the strap, but to be honest, I hate wearing the SG on the strap because it's neck heavy. I much prefer just better than sitting down. So why did you get it? Because you never mentioned wanting a semi-acoustic. Was it just opportunistic? Or?
It was a good price because it had like the knockdown here, which obviously somebody didn't want to. You know, it was unsightly, but I knew somebody who could fix that up to a reasonable level that you're not going to notice it. The nut needed doing, and they just, you know, it's a story that somebody had bought it, used it for a bit, sat in a case, collecting dust, and no longer played anymore. You know, so, but it was also because it was quite fancied, you know, a semi-acoustic or electroacoustic.
Semi-acoustic.
Semi-acoustic, yeah. And I used to have a Gretsch a long time ago that I never really gelled with.
I forgot about that.
Blue Sparkle a long time ago. But and I just thought this, and then to be honest, I actually got it because I got it at such a good price. I thought I'll fix it up, I'll do all the work that needs doing on it, I'll sort the neck, I'll do the stuff, get it painted, and then I'll, you know, sell it on. You know, maybe or maybe not making some money in the process. But I don't really sell the stuff to make money. I always see them as like, you know, I'm just a custodian of it at the moment till I sell it. Yeah. And then I'll pass on to somebody else, and as long as I don't make a loss on it, I don't care. But I'm actually quite enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, it's like I got this one. Just it's a little bit different. I didn't have anything with P90s. I didn't have anything with Bigsby. Just have a bit of fun with, and I might end up selling it on. But it feels a bit different. And sometimes if you get in a rut, just having the luxury, which we are incredibly fortunate we can do this. We've got plenty of guitars, probably more than I need.
Yeah.
But each one has something different. That if I'm in a bit of a rut with this, I can pick up a Strat. If I'm in a bit of a rut with my Strat, I can pick up the Williams or whatever. And just having something different just inspires you in certain ways.
Sometimes a new guitar inspires you to try something or get you back in, because it's the same as anything that, like, you know, sometimes you just lose it. You just don't have what it all the time. You can't have it. it's like, you know, things. Oh, I sound amazing. You know, you criticise your tone. You criticise the stuff. Oh, that's not playing well. I don't like playing that one today. But you know what? I said this to you before. It's no different. You know, a fisherman goes and doesn't catch any fish. You know, that's their hobby.
Yeah.
They spend as much on a fishing rod or, you know, whatever happens.
How much people will spend on golf clubs?
Well,
people
it's not just that.
Hobbies are just excuses to spend money. Yeah.
Well, they are. It's something that you enjoy doing. You know, taking golf with that. It's not just that though. You've got a set of clubs, and then you've got your golf membership fees, which are yearly, and you know,
your silly trousers.
Yeah,
and stuff,
well, exactly. Yeah, and the stuff you do, and then you might want to have a go at a competition. Yeah. Then there's the golfing holiday with the lads, and then you know, and it's all those type of things.
But you can't take your golf clubs down to the pub and do a jam session and make £100 of a night.
You can't.
Whereas you can start to earn a bit of money whether you do I'm doing lessons, you're doing gigs, whatever.
Yeah, but it's
or making a bit of money off YouTube.
It's not. It is. I mean, I don't do it for that. It is a hobby. You know, we're all above board, so you know any earnings we do have to go through a tax return.
Oh yeah.
Just in case HMRC.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, no, well, you've got to. It's not worth the hassle not doing that. But it's sometimes it's just, you know, it allows you to buy your strings or whatever. You know, it's not costing you anything. I mean, could you do a gig with 2 guitars and 1 amp? Yeah, of course you could.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of people do a gig with 1 guitar.
Exactly. No, you can't do that.
What a trout. We saw one.
Yeah, he did one.
And he just went out, he tore that place up for 2 and a bit hours with 1 Strat.
Yeah.
He didn't seem to have much in the way of a pedal board.
No, he had a Mesa Boogie, didn't he? But he was just doing all that, and you know, one of those 3 or 4 channel Mesa Boogies, and you get a plethora of sounds out of it. That's all he needs. Yeah. But no, but he would have had another guitar just in case.
Oh yeah, you always got to have a spare, but you don't.
There's nothing worse than breaking a string on a floating trem.
But you don't need to be changing guitars every.
No.
Every.
Great sustain as well. And the one noticeable thing about this is that the sustain on like clean, not even when it's dirty, is just as good. It's just a lovely. Just you know, Les Paul, best of both worlds.
Yeah. Without the weight.
Without the weight, and you can pick them up really cheaply.
Yeah.
It's. Even just like, you know, bit of bite on a clean channel. Just,
nice versatile guitar.
You know, you can get there's a lot of tones out of some, you know, and again, very, very good on the tone. On the volume.
Yeah, so if you use the volume and tone controls properly, rather than just setting them all at full whack.
You know, you can literally go from high gain stuff on one pickup.
Yeah.
Tone's full open here, but then the volume's open, so you can literally go from that.
Yeah.
And if you just wanted, like, you know, to go to a.
You'd be good being a Gibson, so you've got independent volume and tone for the bridge and
you're not really losing. You're not losing any volume.
It's just.
It's just using. You know, if you just do a bit, you know. That's where it's so good. I mean, you know, I'm not a fan of the newer Gibsons, but you know, I'll give them 10 out of 10 for this at a price bracket that's, you know, sensible. Mm-hmm. I think these were only like £1,400 or £1,500 new,
which is
a lot for a custom.
Yeah.
A lot and it comes with the full lined fleecy case that the Les Pauls come with. So you know, so if anyone sees one out there, you know, pick it up.
Worth a look.
Worth a look, definitely.
So shall we? I'm going to oil your chair because your stool is creaking like crazy.
Go on.
Drive me around twist, and we'll move on to something a bit more vintage.
Bit more vintage, yes. Let's just mute that.